Well, welcome to another episode of JC Unplugged. And I'm very excited about our guest this week because he's one of the top guys when it comes to building cars. His name is Ryan Fielding. He works for the Ring Brothers. And dude, it is so good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, good to see you. SEMA goes by so quick. It's one of those weeks that literally you feel like it's going to be a long week, and you turn around and it's Friday, and we're all packing up and heading back home. So it's good to see you. And it feels like just yesterday we were out in the convention center looking at all these cars. So it's good to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy to get to talk to you kind of long form too. And I got to tell you, man, you're such a sweet, kind person because this is my second year covering SEMA, the whole entire. I work for SEMA and we broadcast live. And I was out there last year was year number one, or 2 years ago was year one. And I saw you from afar, and I think I might have said hi to you real quick, but this was the first year that I got to spend some time with you, interview you, and chat about your builds. And you are just, I mean, such a nice, down-to-earth guy, and I see you with your fans. Your fans come up, you're taking pictures. You've probably done 1,000 videos on your builds, but every time I was watching you, every time you do a video around one of your builds, you're treating that person that's doing the interview like you're talking about the car for the first time, and that's really cool to see.
Well, thank you. All of us, we're in this industry because it's our passion. It's what's in our blood. And honestly, being able to talk to people like yourself and go over the builds, if it's one time or 1,000 times, right? We're just so excited to showcase what it is that we do and what we've been doing a lot of times for years leading up to that reveal. So being able to talk to people about it's exciting, and it's a real treat for us, right? To be able to answer questions and talk about what everybody in the shop did and what we brought out to the show that week.
Well, how would you explain to someone that you meet for the first time and they say, "Oh, Ryan, what do you do for a living?" How would you answer that question?
That's a tough one, right? It's funny. I've talked about that with other people in the industry of how do you really explain what it is that we do? And it's so complicated, so complex. But generally, what we'll try to focus on is the fact that we take an existing car that the customer brought us and have a conversation with them about what their hopes, dreams, desires, wants, and fantasies are with that car, and then just start putting pen to paper and start talking ideas in the shop, and hopefully by the end of it we come out with something that exceeds those dreams, desires, hopes, and fantasies for that customer, and is something new and exciting for us. Every project we do is a new challenge. It's a new car. Of course, we've done a lot of Mustangs and Camaros and Blazers and things, but we're getting into some really special builds. And even if we've done one before, like a Mustang or a Camaro, we take everything that we've thought about, learned, and maybe didn't have a chance to incorporate in one of those previous builds and put it into the next one. So no matter what it is, every build we do is exciting to us. And, trying to explain it to somebody that maybe doesn't know the car world at all can be a little difficult. But, really it's to a lot of our customers, it's no different to them than commissioning any other form of artwork, whether it's
Yeah.
a sculpture or a painting, or or even if it's something for their home that's a custom designed addition to their house or something. It's really no different. It just happens to be something that they can drive. So a lot of times those conversations, of course, turn to examples, because you really need to show visually what it is that we start with and what we end up with. And that's, really the easiest way to explain it. But it's so complex that I don't think that there's one like blanket statement you can make to get people to understand what it is that we really do.
You just show them pictures. I do this, and I think we actually have a picture of Octavia, one of your builds from SEMA this year. We'll throw it up here on the screen. But I think if you show people like I do this for a living, and they would see something like this, and that looks like it doesn't even look like a real car. It looks like an AI drawing of something. But that is a 1971 Aston Martin that you guys built. It is just. I stood next to it. You guys broke it down for me. It's next level. It's insanity looking at that thing.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're very proud of that car, and all the work that went into it. And it was so exciting to be able to talk with you and with everybody at the show about the process and what that car means to the customer who brought us that. He had an original 71 Aston Martin that he had some dreams around that car, and he brought us his car. we kept so many. It's so fun too if we have a chance to talk to somebody that is a an aficionado and knows that car. They're able to see where all of those style cues came in from the original, and see the components that that transferred through from that 71 to the car that you saw out in Las Vegas.
Yeah, the car world is still talking about it. How did you? First off, Ring Brothers, you guys are kind of like a small shop up there in where are you in Wisconsin?
So if you know Madison, we're west of Madison, about 40 minutes. West of Milwaukee, 2.5 hours. 3 hours from Chicago. But at the end of the day, we're in a town of 1,200 people. Jim and Mike, they grew up the next town north, which is like 7 minutes up the road. And that's a
Uh-huh.
town of 600 people, right? And I grew up in the same town, separated by a little bit of time. Jim and Mike a little bit older than I am, but we all went to the same high school, and it trips people out when say when we're at SEMA or one of these shows, the Quail or something, and you talk about where we're from and what that looked like growing up. It's very, very different than what a lot of times people would probably expect for a builder that's bringing cars to the scene like we are. But we're fortunate, and I'm so grateful that I grew up where I did. And I think that if you speak to anybody in the shop, especially anybody that has left, done some traveling and made their way back like I did, it's really a beautiful part of the country to be in. And of course the people, right? That you hear Midwest nice all the time, and
Yeah.
it's truly just that's the environment that we're in, and that's what we try to cultivate here in the shop. And it makes for a really pleasant experience, and it's one that in the shop it really it cultivates such a team environment where everybody has a voice and everybody gets input, and that's how we're able to do these builds that we are. Honestly, is you know you'll hear me talk about it taking a village, and it really does, with everybody, both here at Ring Brothers and with the partners that we have in the industry that help us with their specific components, right? If it's wheels or gauges or technology, all these different things, engine management, all of these um, in, individual components, you're coming together, the best from the industry, all coming together in one build. It's really exciting. And that's what really makes it for us, right? Is being able to bring all that together and come out with a car, not just to say that we did something, but here at Ring Brothers, but as a whole, right? We're able to come up with a car, and it's a testament to everything that all those companies do and all their hard work and engineering and late nights into putting those components together for us. It's really exciting to be part of something that we can pull from so many different angles and have literally the best people in the world be able to put their little touch on individual components that honestly are above what we're not going to build wheels here. That's why we have the guys at HRE. Same with the gauges in Dakota. They're able to put together their best foot forward on this product, and really, especially knowing what some of these builds are going to end up as, right? Like they really want to push their own envelope, and it helps us push further because everybody's just pushing everybody, and we end up hopefully coming out with a product that everybody really likes.
Well, people, they don't like it. They love it every single year. SEMA, I mean, you guys are the talk of SEMA every single year. I think you guys have been going to SEMA for 20 years now.
This was
And
year
if
20, yeah.
it was year 20? And
Yeah,
anytime someone goes to SEMA, they want to see a Ring Brothers build. And we also have Kingpin here. This
yeah,
was the 1969 Mustang Mach 1 that you guys built. And you and I actually did for SEMA Live. We did a walk around this car. You showed
yeah.
me all the nooks and crannies of this Mustang. And it is such I saw some of the before pictures too. It's just wild what you guys do. How do you guys, every single one of your builds has a name, Kingpin, Octavia. How do you guys come up with names for your cars? Does the customer give you the name? I remember last year you had a Grand National that was called Invader.
Vader, yeah.
So how do you come up with the names for your cars?
So, it's a lot of fun actually, and that's one of those things that the naming and honestly the badging, that's something that happens usually maybe like 3/4 of the way through the build, and it really depends. There isn't a hard set rule on how that goes. Sometimes the owner has a name, like this is what they want the car to be, and we'll talk about why that is and what their inspiration for that is, and then we'll work on those tie-ins around it. Other times, they have a theme maybe that they want to carry through. If it's like we did Patriarch a few years ago, right? And that one, we had a number of different names that we kind of went back and forth with the client, and we spoke about why that was important to him and what Patriarch represented, and it was all family related, right? And his father and grandfather and these different things. So we find it's more than just a name, honestly. We try to
Yeah.
find special meaning in it, and then one that resonates with us and resonates, of course, with the customer. So this year, yes, with Kingpin, that was one that it kind of had a different name at the beginning, and it was good, but everybody kind of had maybe there's something else to be had there, and it's one of those where it just all of a sudden kind of just comes out. Same with like on the Aston Martin, that silver. The name of the paint colors is another one that we have fun with, and that was Double O Silver.
Oh,
Um,
no way. I didn't even know that. No way.
yeah,
That's awesome.
and Nuclear Olive for that green, that highlight color. And,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
kind of, martini related, right, with the olive and the double O silver with the James Bond. So we have fun with those things. But yeah, the names of the cars, Kingpin and Octavia, those ones specifically, they were you kind of talked about in-house and then presented to the client of like, hey, what do you think about this? And you land on one, and we start building that theme from there. But we have a lot of fun with that. And sometimes it is towards the end of the build before you really have an idea and a feeling for what the personality of that car is, right? With Kingpin, of course, it's murdered out, everything, it's black on black on black, no chrome. And we just felt like that's kind of a boss name, right? Like that's
Yeah.
it's hardcore, and until you really have that style cue, it's hard to look at a car and see that name. So we waited till it's a little bit further in the process to do that.
I think it's great too because I think people, they remember your bills, but I think it becomes a personality almost. Like, did you see not the '69 Mustang Mach 1 that they build? It's like, did you see Kingpin? Have you seen Octavia? There's one here in town. I was telling you this at SEMA. I believe it was a 2008 build you guys did. It's a Mustang. I forget what year it is, but it's the bailout Mustang, the Ring Brothers bailout Mustang. It's here in Las Vegas, and here I'm forgetting the year of the Mustang, but I know the name of it. It's the bailout Mustang, and it's here in Las Vegas, and it's a Ring Brothers build. And when I saw it for the first time a couple years ago, I'm like, wow, this is so cool. That's the bailout Mustang. It's neat when the cars have personalities.
Yeah, absolutely. And so often, for us specifically, we'll refer to, like all copperbacks coming tomorrow, and whatever it may be, Bully or Strode or Patriarch or Kingpin or Octavia, any of these, we just, it's like a member of the family, and literally we'll call it by name, and bring Invader over, we're gonna, get it loaded up today or whatever the case may be. Right.
Yeah,
Rather than like, bring the Grand National over, or, like with Infected, the CUDA, right? Like, we'll just, hey, bring Infected over, the client called, he's got a question on Infected. It's very, very personal, and they become members of our extended family, honestly, that we call by name, right? Rather than what the car is, it's who the car is. And we try really to incorporate that mentality into everything we do, right? To give it personality and warmth, and to feel like it's a Ring Brothers car. It's one of the things that I feel, and maybe this, and get that vibe too. But I find it so interesting. People very often will say, I was coming around the corner and I saw whatever car it may be, and I knew it was a Ring Brothers build before I even got close enough to read the name or see the logo or anything like that. And I think that comes to the point of putting that kind of passion and personal attention to these cars that really give them a personality, and you can tell they're all part of the same family, right?
yeah.
All these different builds all have symmetry that you can tell that it came from that same shop of a town of 1,200 people.
Why don't you guys, or have you been approached about doing your own TV show about the shop and about your builds?
It's we want to focus on building cars, and that's the day to day is and we still run people don't know this, but we have a full-time collision shop. Like if you back into a mailbox with your Ford minivan, you bring it to the same guys that painted Octavia are going to pull the dent on your minivan. It's
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we're a small town. We'll do oil changes and alignments and the whole works. But
You guys do oil changes. I mean, you're doing, I mean, $1 million builds for kings and queens around the world too. I can roll into Ring Brothers and say I need an oil change. I am driving to Wisconsin right now.
right, right. Well, we want to take care of our, again, we're a small town, and it's so funny. On the daily, folks will stop in, and old timers will swing in to talk to Mike and Jen because they've known them since they were little boys, and these old farmers want to see what we're up to and what we've been building. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, we are a small shop, and again, that's come up, that conversation, of course, but our primary focus has always been to the customer, to the client, and to the build. And the rest of that, I think presents, as presents its own challenges and difficulties, and we don't want to lose that personal touch that we have with the cars by stepping out from what we've been doing for such a long time.
I read something. Your grandfather was a stuntman. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, my grandfather, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Jimmy Lynch and the Death Dodgers was the troupe that he was with. They traveled all around the Midwest, and they did like state fairs and county fairs and all this, and they're jumping over cars, and I've got pictures of him up on two wheels in
Nah.
yeah, yep, riding go all the way around the like circle dirt track up on two wheels, and
Yeah.
these were like 40 Chevys and stuff. I mean, these were not purpose built stunt cars. So these guys
Uh-huh.
were doing it on old straight axle. I mean, of course they gutted them and everything, but low horsepower straight axle sedans, and they were out jumping over, flaming piles of pallets and trucks and doing all sorts of crazy
That's so
stuff.
cool.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
so
was.
let's go back. So, what is here in Las Vegas? Car fanatics know SEMA. If you're not a car fanatic, just living in Las Vegas, you know what SEMA is. SEMA is the biggest convention. It's bigger than CES that comes to town. It's madness around the convention center. What's your week like for SEMA? I know you're there greeting fans, but are you going to parties? Are you meeting with vendors? Like outside of chatting with fans about your
Yeah.
builds, what's SEMA week like for you?
Well, it's a blur, honestly. And, for me personally, and for all of us, here that go out to the show, load in day and getting the booth set up, we're a family business, right? So it's all hands on deck, setting up the display and getting the cars moved in and unloaded. And, a lot of times we'll haul out. So like this year, Hunter and I drove out with Octavia at the truck trailer and get in and get unloaded, and get the booth set up. And then day one, you wake up, you're at the show, and before you know it, as you know, it's 5 o'clock before you even have a chance to realize that it's 5 o'clock. And then, yeah, post show, it's, as it's the reason we're there, right? Is to network and connect with, connect with our vendors and the people that help all of this become possible. So, we try to catch a dinner or be able to have a cocktail and talk about what this week looks like for all of us, what we're hoping to accomplish, and hopefully be able to work in what we're going to do next year and lay some groundwork for some of those plans. Roadster Shop always puts on a heck of a deal on Thursday. That is becoming, I don't even know becoming, I think it is, right? That's the premier. That's it, man. Like that, they put on a heck of a party for everybody, and I think it's really interesting and important for the industry to have a place that we can all gather. I took a moment at that show to just look around, and the people that you have in one room, all there because of cars, because of our industry, because of what we do, taking a car from a client and making it cooler allows us the opportunity to from all over the world to get together in one place and just kind of revel in that moment and just be part of something that's you know just special, and have those conversations and catch up, and it's all smiles and hugs and handshakes, and that's really great. And it happens so quick. And yeah, but to your point, right, throughout the week, it's the show, and then you're talking. By the end of it, by Friday night, my voice is about gone because it just doesn't stop.
I think I saw you. I think I saw you Friday. I think it was Friday afternoon at SEMA. I think the doors closed at 4, and I
Yeah,
think it was like 3:45. I'm walking to film something. And you're walking out. I'm like, Ryan. You're like, hey. And we chatted for like a minute. You're like, dude, I'm going. I'm like, go,
yeah,
go get off your feet and go get some rest. What do you got? What's next? What's in the shop right now?
yeah.
Can you pull the curtain
So,
back and tell us what you're working
yeah,
on?
yeah.
What are we going to
You,
see next year at SEMA?
you bet. So right now, we're building a 65 GTO convertible. Um, we have not done a GTO before. Actually, Mike and Jim and myself were just talking about that this morning. That's it's going to be a push. It's going to be a push to get it there. But I'm laying down the gauntlet right now. We're going to have that car at SEMA, and we've got some work in front of us on that one. We're going to widen the car 2.5 inches on each side. It's LT4 going in it with a 10 speed. It's gonna be a beautiful driving car, and of course it's gonna look you know like it should. It's gonna be a Ring Brothers
It's going to
car.
be Ring Brothers. Do you have a name? Do you have
Yeah.
a name for it yet or no?
No, not yet. No. We just, with some early renderings, we were talking a lot yesterday on kind of the planning on where we're going to widen it and how that's going to look. And there's some exciting stuff that I'm really excited to get to that point on that car where we can start doing some of those aesthetic changes. That's really exciting. And the other one that's in the shop right now, we've got a 68 Charger. That one is going to be a little bit longer build. That one is going to that'll be the year after. But we've got a Ray Barton Gen 2 Hemi that's going in that car. That's really cool. And that's a little bit of a departure for us.
Yeah.
Off that big 540-inch naturally aspirated 760.5 horsepower Hemi up under that Charger. It's gonna be nasty, and that car is coming together. It's gonna be pretty slick. I'm excited about that one. But yeah, the GTO, we're getting pumped because we're getting close to that point where we can really start making it have a personality and get some of those cool touches going that excite all of us, right? How we're going to widen it, what the stance is going to be like, getting that drivetrain set in there, and that's the stuff that really gets the blood going for all of us when we get to start playing with those cool features, that the things that you're going to look at and go, oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm counting down the days until I get to stand next to you at SEMA in 2026 when you guys pull the cover off it and unveil it to the world.
Yeah,
Ryan Fielding, _Ryan on Instagram, so you can follow Ryan, the lead fabricator for the Ring Brothers, and all around, just you're an awesome dude. Thank you so much for taking some time and chatting with me today. Appreciate it, buddy.
yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.